Okay, it's a little hard to tell on my computer if the recording has started. So we're going to trust that it's working. There it goes. Now it's clear that it's working correctly. Welcome, Kima. Can you hear us okay? Kima, can you hear us okay?
I'm hearing now.
And to find balance and harmony in our mental body, physical body, emotional body. And I think the way this was originally written was assuming that people would have essence and the principles.
So light being.
Well, is information.
Message.
Yep.
Well, Shinchi, what one of those does. Go ahead, Barbara.
Okay, the Snow Mountain is one of the foundational energy centers, and it sends energy from the base of the Kundalini, which is the Mingmen point, up to the brain and back down to the message center. And the Lower Dantian is also a foundational energy center, and they're all the size of a fist, and unless you grow them. And then the Zhu Chao is the center for the intelligence, and the Zhu Chao message center is where you receive all your messages, and it's many other. It's the heart chakra, karma center, healing center, and the third eye is the pineal gland approximately, and it is your third eye vision.
Very good. Let's go back to the Kundalini a little bit, because I think a few things were kind of getting mixed up with each other or overlap.
Okay.
So the Kundalini does feed energy up to the brain and third eye. The kidneys to the Kundalini, Kundalini to the brain and third eye. So you can say the kidneys feed the brain and third eye. You can say the Kundalini feeds the brain and third eye.
Okay.
And then you mentioned it going up from the third eye spinal.
Okay.
So I think that was kind of getting, the Dantian is the postnatal energy center. It's where we receive our messages, especially our verbal messages. And then Zhu Chao is for developing intelligence and wisdom. It's the center for mind power. And then the third eye is the center for heaven's movies, heaven's images. Very good. Okay. So as a Dao Hands practitioner, what do you do when somebody comes to you and they're not sure of what's wrong with them and they want your help in finding out what's wrong with them?
Ask the body pendulum.
Ask the body pendulum. Yeah. So give me an example. How would that work?
Sorry, I'm not sure if I got the question clearly. I think. Yeah, I didn't get the question clearly.
Okay, so somebody comes to you and they want you to tell them what's wrong with them.
Oh, okay. No, that's not that. No.
Let's use your body pendulum.
Well, the body pendulum is if to go ahead and do the work with them, depending on.
So Kima, give me an example of how you would use your body pendulum in a case like that.
You would use the body pendulum just to find out if it's okay to go ahead and do the healing practice on the person
Okay.
for what they might be requesting.
But they haven't said they want you to do anything about it. They just want to know what's wrong with them. Like, Kima, what's wrong with me? I just feel tired all the time and achy. What's wrong with me?
I can't say right now.
Okay. Barbara, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I would, so it's my understanding that you can't diagnose, so I would say, I would ask a blessing for what is most appropriate for them at this time. If they don't say anything, they just say they want a blessing. If they say, I have a headache, then you could say, can I offer a blessing to them for a headache? And if they say yes, then, or your pendulum says yes, then you go ahead. But if it says no, then you say something, then you can just say, I offer whatever is most appropriate that's creating their issue at this time.
But can't you tell me why I'm tired all the time?
Well, I don't really diagnose, but I mean, there's other ways I can find things out, but I mean, in the sense that you could ask them various questions like what's happened recently, or I mean, I don't know, because I do acupuncture, so I would just I'd ask the 10 questions what people always ask in acupuncture. So like, are you hot? Are you cold? Are you what bothers you? Things like that to get more information.
So it is different if you have a license to practice any kind of medicine, whether traditional Chinese medicine or Western medicine. If you're a doctor, or even if you're a nurse, you can diagnose people. But as Barbara was pointing out, we don't diagnose. If they want a diagnosis, refer them to a doctor. Just say, I'm sorry, I can't diagnose that. If you're concerned about it, I suggest you see a medical doctor. They can do tests to diagnose that. What I can do is I can check where you have Shen Qi Jing blockages. So I can check spiritual blockages and how that's affecting your energy level. We know that the lower Dantian and Snow Mountain are very important for energy. Would you like me to check and see, do you have blockages in your Snow Mountain, your lower Dantian, where there's a depletion of energy? Would you like me to check your liver qi, your heart qi, your spleen qi, lung qi, kidney qi, and see if there are blockages there? So those are the kinds of things that you can offer. Make sense?
So if they're tired, if they just say, I'm tired all the time, that could be so many things.
It sure could.
So, what, as a just divine Tao Healing Hands, what can, you would check the energy centers, is that correct? Is that what you're saying?
It's one aspect you could look at and just check your body pendulum. Is the most appropriate thing a boost for their Kundalini? No. Is the most appropriate thing a boost for their Snow Mountain area? For the same thing. Is the most important thing boost for their lower Dantian? Yes. Oh, okay. Great.
Okay, and then recently I've been aware of, like, Alan fell down and hurt his knee just a few minutes ago, an hour or so ago, and so I checked my pendulum to see if I could give a blessing to his knee, and I got no. So then I thought, okay, it's not his knee that's causing this, and ultimately ended up giving 2 blessings, one for his head and one for his legs.
Ah, okay.
So, but I went through that, like, is it this? Is it that? What can I do? Is that the appropriate way?
Yes, but again, you're not diagnosing what's wrong with him.
No.
You wouldn't say, oh, well, you have an issue with you know, muscle fatigue with your legs, and your legs are atrophying, right? Because now you're doing a diagnosis.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But you're just saying, oh, I get there's a blockage in your legs. Let me give you a blessing to remove those Shinchi-jing blockages in your legs.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Makes sense to everyone? Welcome, Darnbod. Nice to see you. Okay. So here's one for you, Darnbod. If someone has an emergency situation, such as a heart attack, stroke, bleeding, difficulty breathing, car accident, or other serious situations, what should the Dao Hands practitioner do immediately?
You mean if they're unconscious, or if they're conscious?
They could be conscious.
You ask permission. Oh, you of course, yes. You ring up the ambulance.
Yes. You
Yay!
so if somebody's in your class,
you nearly catch me there.
so if somebody's in your class and they're having very, very severe indigestion-like symptoms, and they're sweating profusely, and their skin feels cold and clammy, what should you do?
In the class, you will immediately ask the permission if you can give a Dao Han healing.
You send them to a doctor, then you do the Dao Hands healing.
All right, yes, but yeah.
But if they refuse,
it's the same like the ambulance.
Yes.
Always go first to the doctor. Yeah.
Does that scenario sound familiar to you?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Well, laughter is the best medicine.
Indeed. Okay. The purpose of the physical life is?
The purpose of the physical journey is to serve one.
It's this to serve humanity and realize your Atma, yourself.
Yeah, so the purpose of life is to serve, and to serve means to make others happier and healthier.
Yeah.
And your physical life is here to serve your spiritual life. Right? Some people kind of treat it the other way around, like my spiritual life is here to serve my physical life. So I go to church on Sunday so that I can pray to God to get me a bigger house and a nicer car, and I win the lottery. That's how some people approach their spirituality. So I can have more, give me.
Yeah.
It's the other way around. Your physical life is here. You want your physical life put in order so that it lays a foundation, so then you can develop your spiritual life and make progress in your soul journey. Yeah, I know you've been doing that your whole life. So, Darnbod, I know that'll make sense to you. Okay. Somebody tell me about inner souls and outer souls.
You can answer. What are inner souls and outer souls?
Well, your inner souls is your inner organs and your angels and your Atma, and the outer souls are the enlightened ones, or your family, and ascended masters and angels and.
Okay, so I think you said angels for both inner and outer. Which one would angels actually belong in?
The outer.
Outer.
But you have inner angels too. They
Maybe
are outer too.
that's not a part of Master Sha's teaching. Master Sha would say angels are another kind of being outside of yourself. And so
Yeah.
you can connect with
Yes.
them as an outer soul.
Yes. So
Yeah.
yes. So if you have your inner angels, they are really outer.
I'm not sure I understand that, but I can tell you the correct answer for the test is that angels are outer souls.
Angels.
Okay. So you're absolutely right. Inner souls include every system, organ, cell units, RNA, DNA, even the molecules and atoms inside. Very good. You know what we didn't talk about when we talked about the energy centers? Where are they? So who gave the answer of the 5 energy centers? Barbara? That was okay. So where are they located?
The Snow Mountain is at the, let's see, it's down just below the Dow Point. You can take your thumb and roll it down, and it's about an inch down and then in 2 inches. The lower Dantian is, you take your thumb and you put it in the belly button area, and you roll your hand down, and it's 2 inches in from where your hand meets. So it's just below in your front abdomen.
Okay. So that was very close, but not close enough that you're going to pass the test.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah. So your thumb width is called a sun.
Yeah.
CUN. And these measurements are given in suns, not in inches. So you wouldn't say inches on the test.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Thank you. Well, we use Sun too for measurement in acupuncture.
Yeah. So the lower dantian is 1.5 sun below the belly button and 2.5 sun inside the body.
Okay.
And then the Snow Mountain is 2.5 sun below the belly button and 1/3 of the way forward in the body.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that's the correct answer for Master Sha's test. So
All
go
right.
ahead. The message center.
Oh, message center is at the center of the breastbone, and it's a fist-size ball inside here at the center of the chest.
Very good.
The Zhu Chao is basically you measure the pineal gland by taking your thumb at the base of the head and over to the hairline, and then you go from ear to ear, and where those intersect and then inside the head halfway is the Zhu Chao, is the pineal gland, which is the Zhu Chao.
I think Master Sha would say that's where the third eye is.
The pineal gland, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. The Zhu Chao is like here at the center of in front of the forehead, it's fist-size energy center.
Yeah,
Sorry.
very good. Between the eyebrows. Very
Yeah,
good.
between the eyebrows.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody clear on those?
What did you say? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Is everybody else clear on the location of the energy centers? Anybody not clear? Okay.
Centers as the chakras. I was thinking in terms of the chakras there, but then I realized Master Sha has the
Yeah, Master Sha talks about the chakras. He refers to those as soul houses.
Yes, soul houses, yes. Yeah.
Do you know what? You remember why he calls them that?
Because because each one is housed your soul. each center.
Yeah,
Yeah.
say a little bit more about that.
Yeah, each center is and the 7 centers are the start from the base of the Muladhara. Well, this is in the center, the base of the spine is the first center. Then in the groin, second center, the just below the navel, the Manipur, it's called Manipurka, is the third center, and the heart center, and then the throat center, and the third eye, and the thousand petal lotus, or the, you know, this is according to the Western, you know,
Yeah.
but these are the
So,
seven.
so Master Shah has a particular way of teaching them that is sometimes the same as, and sometimes maybe a little different than other ways that we might have learned them. So when he talks about the first soul house, he says it's in the area of the Mingmen acupuncture point, which is halfway between the anus and the genitals.
Yes.
Soft spot.
I think, you know, in the circles I travel in California, we don't really talk much about anus and genitals. So I soften it by saying between the tailbone and the reproductive organs. It's not quite accurate.
Yeah.
It's just anatomically, the anus and the tailbone aren't in exactly the same place.
Yes. But I've heard some teachers refer to it as the coccyx, right? At the coccyx, at the base of the coccyx.
I don't think Master Shah says it that way.
Yeah.
Master Shah says the Mingmen acupuncture point, which is halfway between the genitals and the anus, and then right inside the body. That's where the first one is. Okay? And then this is like if it comes up on a test. Then the second soul house is between the Mingmen acupuncture point and the level of the navel, halfway between those 2 points. Okay, in the center of the body, halfway up between the base of the torso and the level of the belly button. And the third one is third chakra or third soul house is directly behind the belly button, halfway back. Fourth one is, as Barbara described, in the center of the chest. Fifth one in the throat, as you were saying, Dharmbod. Sixth one is in the center of the head, as Barbara was saying, if you take your point from ear to ear, tip of each ear, and from the occipital ridge to the bridge of the nose, and then where those lines meet, go down just a little bit into the brain. That's where the third eye is, and then the crown chakra, the seventh soul house, top of the head. So the reason Master Shah calls them soul houses is because our soul sits there, and as our soul progresses on its soul journey, it gets higher and higher. And when the soul reaches the level of the fourth chakra or heart center, then in Master Shah's teaching, we say that person is enlightened. Then he says that's the beginning of the spiritual journey. Like many teachings I've studied say enlightenment is the end of the spiritual journey. He says that's when the work starts. So you're enlightened, your heart sitting in your soul sitting in your heart chakra. Then you continue to further your soul journey, purify more and more. Your soul goes up to the level of your throat, then later up to the level of your third eye. Eventually the soul sits above your head. And if the soul sits above your head, you've reached a very, very high level of spiritual awakening, of enlightenment, Buddha nature. Okay, makes sense? Okay, so it's just a little bit different way of looking at things and describing things than maybe we've learned from other traditions. So tell me about Sansan Jolu Bayawu. Somebody who hasn't, Patricia, you haven't talked in a while.
I was just thinking that you're going to ask, I was wondering where you're going to ask that sometime, you know? Sansanjo, the 9 is the 9 is the number. San is your lungs. The Jo is the center here, under the navel. Jo, Lu is the rib cage. Lu, Ba is your navel center. Ba, Yao head, and Wu is stomach. San Jo Lu Ba Yao Wu. And it has a lot to do, from my understanding, with the subtle body. And the number 9 is just before, is just the number just before 10. So, subtle mastery. And the Sansan Jo is, if you repeat that, you can, your soul language, you can assess your soul language through that. Through saying that Sansan Jo Lu Ba Yao Wu. And I have a feeling that why it is you can assess your soul language through Sansan Jo so easily is because it taps into the subtlest part of your being and it links you with your soul. Because it is such this, you know,
Okay. Yeah.
Sansan Jo Lu Ba Yao Wu, Sansan Jo Lu Ba Yao Wu.
Very good. So, and as you chant that, it clears Shinchijing blockages. It's a sacred healing treasure for the spiritual body, the mental body, the emotional body, the physical body. It's even a treasure for immortality. Yeah, very good.
Master Shunya? In what way is it related to immortality? I mean, I know it keeps your circulation going and it helps your spiritual channels, but how would you explain that?
Sure. So there's 4 steps to immortality. Heal all illness, rejuvenate, Fan Lao Wan Tong, go back from the old age to the health and vitality of a baby. Prolong the life, so you live a long, long life, and then reach immortality. So Sansan Jo Lu Ba Yawu, every step of the way. It's a healing mantra, so it helps to heal all sickness. It rejuvenates, so it helps with Fan Lao Wan Tong. It will help to replenish the oil lamp, refill your life force energy. So it helps with longer life, longevity, and eventually can help to transform to a light body, which is what happens when you become immortal.
Thank you.
Earlier, somebody was talking about characteristics of the soul. So let's talk about the soul some more. What are characteristics of the soul? We've already said it's a light being. It's the message. It's the essence. It's
it's knowingness, it's compassion.
It's our spirit. Is the other, yeah. So so what are some of the characteristics of the soul?
Knowingness.
So it has knowingness.
It's expanding. It's infinite expanding, ever expanding. It's forgiving.
It can be, but some souls are very unforgiving.
Yeah, but the nature of
if you
But
think
the
about
real,
souls that have moved away from the light,
yeah.
they can be very unforgiving.
Yeah, but I'm not referring to those.
So do souls have their own will?
Yes.
Yes, they do. Do souls have their own thoughts?
Yes. Yes.
Do souls have their own preferences?
Yes.
Okay. Can your soul have different thoughts and preferences and will than your mind?
Yeah. Yes, of course, of course. It's
Yeah.
totally different.
So have you
The
ever
soul-
noticed sometimes you really want it, your soul really wants to do the right thing, but your mind
Yes.
has other ideas?
Mine. Yes.
That's an example of the
Yeah,
soul.
yeah.
Okay.
And I identify is that your mind reacts, but your soul responds.
Perhaps
It's-
that's true. Perhaps that's
Yeah.
true, but that won't get you the right answer on the tests.
Yeah.
It's all about that.
So, do souls have their own emotions and feelings? I see Pat shaking her head yes, John shaking his head yes. I think Kima shook her head yes. Yeah. So our souls can have their own thoughts and feelings that could be different than our mind's thoughts and feelings and different than our heart's thoughts and feelings. And so can souls communicate? Yes. That's what soul language is. Soul language is our soul communicating. Okay. So somebody tell me, let's see, Patricia, what are Tao hands?
Tao hands are God's hands. The Tao hands given to us through Master Shah. It carries Tao frequency vibration that can transform all aspects of life: health, relationship, finances, physical, emotional, mental body, spiritual body. What else? It helps with almost everything, all aspects of life.
So what happens when somebody offers a Tao hands blessing?
Blockages are removed. Soul, mind, body blockages, Shinchijing blockages are removed.
And how is that done?
Through the Tao hands, through that light, the frequency and vibration of Tao hands.
Okay, and what? So I put my hands like this, and I say, please give a blessing as appropriate. Then what happens?
It starts. It activates and starts offering blessings.
Yeah. So the Tao hands come out from the Tao hands practitioner to serve the practitioner, to serve the recipient.
Mm-hmm.
And does the person have to be right in front of me to do that?
No, could be done remotely.
Okay. And can that be done for more than one person at a time?
Yes, you could.
Okay. And can I do a Tao hands blessing for the physical body?
Mm-hmm. Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual.
Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. Good. Good. Okay. And you mentioned Tao hands are God's hands. Divine healing hands are God's hands. Tao hands are Tao's hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. And let's see, what else? You mentioned that they clear Shinchijing blockages. They carry Tao, frequency and vibration. And the physical, so when you offer a Tao Hands blessing for the physical body, what parts of the physical body can you offer Tao Hands for?
Whatever is appropriate, whatever part of the body needs the blessing, it goes. The blessing goes.
And does that have to be just like a single part of the body?
You could offer for a single part, yeah, if you're sure. Yeah. Use the pendulum.
Okay, so you can use it for a part of the body. So what are some examples of parts of the body?
A tummy ache.
So a tummy ache, that's more like a condition of the body, right? So the stomach is the part of the body, but the tummy ache is more the condition. Can you offer a Tao Hands blessing for a condition?
Yep.
Yes, okay. So you could offer it for the stomach. You could also offer it for the condition.
Mm-hmm.
So for the organ, the condition.
Elements.
What if there's multiple organs involved? Like I had to go see a doctor for my cardiovascular system. Could I do a Tao Hands blessing for myself for that?
Yes, you could. Well, yes, I normally.
Okay. So for a system, an organ, a part of the body, a health condition.
Oh, that is what you comment with. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
I look at it a while.
And when you're doing that for someone, is it okay to let them know, like, if I do this for you 5 times, this will clear up your condition? Because that's what my body pendulum's telling me.
No, you don't know what's gonna take place here, so you can't tell them it will clear up.
Okay. So you can't promise any kind of result.
No.
Okay. And, if somebody's feeling really uneasy, is it okay to hold their hand while you're giving them the blessing?
No, you're not supposed to.
No touching. Unless you're like Barbara's a licensed acupuncturist. She can touch people in her practice. So she could use Tao Hands while she's doing her practice and touch people. That's okay. But for anyone who's not licensed to do that under a different modality, no touching. So when the day that I flew out of Trinidad, there was a big earthquake. Would it have been appropriate for everyone to get together, all the Tao Hands healers, and do a Tao Hands blessing to stop the earthquake?
No.
Nope.
Cannot.
Nope.
Okay.
Natural disaster. Nope.
No natural disasters. What else can't you offer blessings for?
Patience.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear either of those.
Trying to give you the correct word. The brain not functioning at this time.
You can do a Tao Hands blessing for that.
Police matters. Getting connected with the police. Police stuff.
Right.
Investigation.
Police investigations, you cannot.
Lottery.
Lottery, you cannot. How about stopping a war?
No, you can't.
No, it would be nice if we had that authority, but we don't.
Mother Earth transition.
What's that?
Mother Earth transition.
Mother Earth transition, and what would that include?
Earthquake,
Hurricanes,
hurricanes,
floods.
Hurricanes, floods,
storms, or etc.
natural disasters.
Yeah.
Does Mother Earth transition include anything besides natural disasters? What about political stuff?
Political, yeah, we can't.
Can't. Okay.
Yeah.
And we already said not for wars. Something else that might come up with Mother Earth transition, especially with global warming, it's going to affect economies, and economies could go crazy. Can you use Tao hands to address economic challenges?
No.
No. So if a country's economy is collapsing, you cannot say, "Dear Tao hands, please give a blessing as appropriate for this country's economy."
No, we can't do that. We're not.
Okay. What can you always do when there's big things like that?
Chant love, peace, and harmony
Love.
There you go.
as appropriate.
As appropriate. Okay. Can you use Tao hands for relationships?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we talked about physical parts of the body. What about energy centers in the body? Can you use Tao hands for those?
Yeah. We could also.
Okay. All right.
Is that yes?
Yes. Yeah. And can you, so the body is also made up of yin yang and 5 elements and Jin Qi Jing. So can you use the Tao hands to give blessings for yin yang and 5 elements?
Yeah.
Balance.
Yeah, to balance and harmonize the yin yang, balance and harmonize the 5 elements. What are the 5 elements in order?
Wood.
Fire.
Earth, metal,
Fire, earth, metals, water.
water.
There you go. Wood, fire, earth,
Earth,
metal,
metal.
water.
Water.
Very good. Let's see. Okay. Barbara, do you have any questions? I think this is most important for you because you need to retake the test.
My only question was, well, I have 2 questions. One, did we do a session, because I missed 1 or 2, do we do a session on our spiritual channels?
I don't think so.
Okay. My other question is, I think you said that we can use it for finances, and I had heard you say that I think that you could use it to, if you're trying to decide on, like if you want to get a bond for an environmental thing and you get picked 2, you could ask which one between the 2 would be appropriate. Is that appropriate?
You can use your body pendulum for
Yeah,
that,
my pendulum. Yeah.
but you can't give a Tao hands blessing for investments.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry, I got that mixed up with, my question was about my pendulum.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think you all are very knowledgeable. I think that you have powerful Tao hands. I know you've been giving lots of good blessings, and I know you have many, many more to come. I would like to offer you a blessing for greatest success for you in your mental, spiritual, physical, emotional life as you practice with your Tao hands and share Tao hands with the world. Okay, so please open your heart and soul. Heyo, 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 heyo. Heyo, heyo, heyo. Heyo, 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 heyo. Heya, heyo. Heya, heyo. Heya, heyo. No, no, no. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Barbara, when you're ready to take the exam, let us know. Just drop us an email here at the center or give us a call. And I think everybody else already passed the exam. So I don't have any news yet still on the certification. So I'll try and get some more news on that. I was hoping to have that for you today.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I saw on the Dow Hands, or on the site, the Dow Academy, there's the test for Dow Hands.
Oh, if you have that link, you can go ahead and take it online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
And then after that, they'll give me some kind of response that I've passed or not passed, and
yeah,
I'm saying passed, but I'm staying positive. And then what do we do? Just wait for the agreement?
I think that's the next step. I think everybody's waiting on the agreement at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So it's been a pleasure to join with you all like this for the last 10 weeks. I'm sure Patricia will set up more times for me to connect with Trinidad. It will be my delight to continue to support you. We are doing a special on personal consultations. So if you have challenges in your life right now, health challenges, or you need spiritual guidance, please, you can go ahead and book an appointment with me. And the special honor fee for that is $75. Yeah, so if that's something you'd like to do, just ping me, let me know. If you don't know how to get a hold of me, you can always get a hold of me through Pat, and we'll stay connected. And I wish you all greatest success. Congratulations on completing the 10 courses. Yay!
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Love everybody. So I will be talking with you all in Trinidad very soon. Till then, love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gong song, gong song, gong song. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.